Okay, so in this video, we're going to be going over your exercises for Unit 2. We're keeping 2 of the exercises from the last unit. We're going to add 1 more, and we're going to expand on stick control just a little bit. Okay, so at the end of this video, I'm going to go through a routine that you should start your practice session every day with. And we'll talk about what you do after that and how to practice these exercises and how to get the most value out of your time. Okay, so we're going to bypass 8s because nothing's changed about that this week. Except that the tempos are a little bit faster. You'll notice instead of 120, we're now going 140 on all these exercises. Okay, so let's take a look at stick control. The first 4 lines are the same, so you already know those. Okay, the next 2 lines, lines number 5 and number 6, these are what we call paradiddle stickings. Okay, we're going to learn a little bit more about paradiddles in Unit 3, but a paradiddle is essentially a sticking combination right, left, right, right, or left, right, left, left. So it's 1, 1, 2. Okay. So line 5 is a straight up paradiddle sticking, and then line number 6 is what we call an inverted paradiddle sticking. Okay. That's just something for you to know. It doesn't really affect how you practice it. I mean, you just read the stickings off the page. Okay. So real quick, remember we're going to start in set position. Check, kind of go through your checklist. Check the fulcrum. Thumb is on the tape. Wrap the other fingers around. Sticks at a 90-degree angle. Right in the middle of the pad. Okay, arms are slightly angled down. Now I'm going to go to my raise position. Here's line number 5. 2, 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, and then line number 6, that's the inverted paradiddle. So 2, 1, 1. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, so those are our 2 new lines for stick control, and I would suggest that you practice those 2 by themselves first before you try to go through all 6 of them. Okay, all right, so let's look at the new exercise for Unit 2. It's called bucks. Okay, this is a very important family of exercises. I say family because anything that has to do with 2 different dynamics, or what we call a 2-height exercise, falls into the bucks category of exercises. Okay, so that's kind of a generic term. So we're going to talk about playing 2 heights. Okay, we're going to play some notes up here at forte, and then we're going to learn a new dynamic this unit called piano. Okay, which is Italian for soft, and that's down here. Okay, so we're going to be playing loud forte, and we're going to be playing soft piano. Okay, so as a percussionist, we need an efficient way to get from the loud notes to the soft notes, and from the soft notes to the loud notes. Okay, I'm going to show you an inefficient way to do that. Okay, so what you see there is I was rebounding and then resetting my stick to a lower height, and then I played my softer note, and then I picked the stick back up again. Okay, there's a much faster way to do that, a much more efficient way to do that, and that is by using what we call downstrokes and upstrokes. Okay, in the last unit we learned about full strokes. Big note starts high, ends high. That's a full stroke. A downstroke sounds just like a full stroke. Full stroke, full stroke, downstroke. Okay, they sound exactly the same. The only difference is when I do a downstroke, the stick is going to stop in set position. Okay, now how do I do that? I keep my hand in a cylinder and I catch the stick. Okay, not that I really ever let go of it, but so I start it like I'm going to play a full stroke, and then I just don't allow my wrist to rebound. I don't need to squeeze. You don't have to grip tighter for this. You don't hit the pad harder. You just simply don't let the stick rebound. And that's called a downstroke. Okay. Now, an upstroke is just the opposite. An upstroke is always going to be a soft note, and it's going to be a soft note that ends in the up position. Okay. So start with a stick in set position, and then we lightly tap the pad, and then immediately bring the stick up to raise position. So it's a little bitty note, and then an immediate lift up to raise position, all in one motion. Upstroke, upstroke, upstroke. Okay, so what I want you to do now is pause the video and on both hands practice some downstrokes and then practice some upstrokes until you get the hang of it. And then come back and we'll talk about bucks. All right, so now that you kind of got the hang of downstrokes and upstrokes, we're going to put those together. So on your page, on your exercise page for Unit 2, you see that there are capital and lowercase letters, okay? So the capital letters are going to be big notes, okay? The loud notes, the forte notes. And then the lowercase letters are going to be the soft notes. And you also know that I wrote, kind of left some spaces blank there. So they're going to be some beats that we leave empty, okay? So for the first line of bucks, what we have is a loud note, and then a space, and then a soft note, and then a space, and then a loud note, and then a space, and then a soft note, and then a space. So what that's going to look like is this. Down, rest, up, rest, down, rest, up, rest, down, rest, up, rest, down, rest, up, rest. Okay? So that's the first line of bucks, okay? All those lines, those are those empty clicks, those empty beats, okay? So what I'm doing is downstrokes and upstrokes. Let me do it again on the other hand. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And you notice that as I'm doing down, up, I'm also producing loud, soft, and that my motion is very efficient. Okay, so now I'm going to play all the way through bucks, exactly as it is on the page. Checklist, fulcrum, tape, cylinder, 90-degree angle center of the pad, arms angled down. 1, 2, ready, go. And that's bucks. All right, so now we're going to talk about an exercise routine. Now, this should be the first thing you do at the beginning of every unit is to run through all of your exercises just to kind of see where you're at. Now, that's not going to be all you do with your exercises. We'll talk about what happens after you've gone through them, once I've gone through them. But so far we have 8s, we have 6 lines of stick control, and we have bucks. So I'm going to do all 3 of those exercises back to back. Okay, I'm going to put a couple beats in between each line of stick control, but I'm going to play straight through them. All right, so my tempo for this unit is 140. I go through my checklist. 1, 2, ready, go. Now moving on to stick control. 1, 2, ready, go. Line number 2. Line number 3. Line number 4. Line number 5. Line number 6. Now we're on to bucks. 1, 2, ready, go. And that's the exercise routine. Okay, so that's the first thing I'm going to do every day. Now, I'm not done. What I was also doing as I was playing through those is I was evaluating how I was performing. Okay, and I was making a little list in my head of things that I want to go back and do again. Okay, in stick control, line number 5 and 6 are fairly new. Okay, so I want to spend a little bit of extra time on those. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to practice line 5 by itself for a little bit and line 6 by itself for a little bit and make sure I'm making those sound really even, and that I'm not hearing 2 different sounds or 2 different volumes. On bucks, I noticed that I was rushing my softer notes. I was getting to them a little bit early like this. They were just a little bit ahead of the beat, okay? So I might even slow my metronome down a little bit, okay? It's written at 140 this unit. I might take it down to 100 and take a little time with it trying to line that up with the metronome, okay? So I'm gonna do a run through of the exercises straight through, and then I'm gonna pick a couple things I wanna work on, and then at the end, I'm gonna run straight through them again, okay? So that whole process takes maybe 3 or 4 minutes, okay? To go all the way through them, work on a few things, and then go through them again at the end, kind of give a little performance of your exercises. That takes about 3 or 4 minutes of your practice time every night, and that's the first thing you need to do every time you practice.